Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Sean Burdette, the new volleyball coach at the University of Memphis. First of all, Coach, welcome back to the Mid-South. You're new here at Memphis, but not new to the Mid-South at all.
No, it's exciting to be back. Super excited to be bringing the family down here, get a little bit of warm weather. So really glad to get started and hit the ground running here.
Coach, we'll talk about your background and your ties to the Mid-South in just a moment, but let's talk about the decision, first of all, to move back to the Mid-South and to take the Memphis job. What did you see in Memphis and the University of Memphis that really attracted you?
Well, certainly an incredible level of support. I think that's one of the big things, from the top down, university-wise, to the athletic department, Tom Bowen's vision for the program, for athletics, for volleyball. I think everything ties in together, and it's really important to know where the program's headed and the department is headed, and it's in a great direction with football and basketball and all the other programs here.
You're looking to take this program and jump it up to the next level.
Absolutely. I think with the facilities, the draw of the university, the location, the sky's the limit right now. And I think, we're sitting really just getting ready to scratch the surface. So I'm excited for the next several years and hit the ground running recruiting.
We're going to talk about what you did at Green Bay in just a moment. But as you look at, the plan you want to put in place here, how does it compare with the plan you had up at Green Bay? Can it be similar? Do you have to tweak a few things? How's that going to compare?
Certainly, I think there's some similarities. I think there is a little bit bigger of a draw here. We can get to a lot of different places in terms of recruiting, locally, regionally, nationally, and even internationally. So I think we've done a good job at Green Bay of doing that. We'll take some things there, but we were able to kind of start at the similar place and really climb in terms of RPI and record there, and I see the same thing happening here.
Now let's talk about that turnaround at Green Bay. It was very impressive. I think 5 wins to start things out, but 2 years later, 21 wins and a Horizon League championship.
Yeah, it certainly kind of came together a little quicker probably than we thought, which was awesome. Certainly getting in and working with scheduling, but the recruiting piece was big. But then the buy-in from the team, and I think the same thing. We had our first practice here today. It was exciting to get in the gym and really start to get after it and see what we have to work with, and where we need to start going each and every practice.
And you mentioned the foundation a little bit stronger here than the rebuilding job you had to do at Green Bay, because once you left Green Bay last week, you had strung together 3 straight winning seasons, something they had not had there.
Yeah, that was a kind of a tough component. Obviously, when you're making decisions, there's a lot of things that go into it. But I think the big picture here in terms of where we're going, the conference and the AAC, the draw is just incredible. And I think we've got some very good building block components here. Now the job is to go out and find some extra pieces and really get after it this fall season. Recruiting
is a big factor, obviously, in any sport at any school. But you did a great job recruiting at Green Bay. As I look down the list here, I see 6 all-conference players, 3 all-freshmen, a defensive player of the year, a freshman of the year.
Yeah, we were able to put people into a system, and I think, for us, that was a big thing. It was all about team, and that's what we need here. It's not about the individual pieces. It's how they all fit together and really just kind of molding them and for them to see and buy into that vision. Really it was a team-driven unit where they were very good at pushing each other. It wasn't always coach-driven, and I think, we'll get to that point here.
Coach, as you start to get out and start to look at players, and I know you can't talk about anything specific as far as recruiting, but being a key component, your ties, when we've talked about that before, you were down at Ole Miss, the Mid-South, and you touched on recruiting a little while ago. What's the talent base like in the region? How far do you go out? And then, as you talked about, bringing foreign players in.
Well, I think, one of the great things was just moments after being announced as the head coach, I had, most of the club teams, if not all of them in this area, reach out to me. I've had those connections for several years, which is great. I've already been in and seen many of them, and we'll get the chance the rest of this week. We've got some great athletes that are here at home. We certainly want to keep them at home. And then from there, it's, what's the right piece for the program in a particular position. So we don't leave any stone unturned. We go out, and if it happens to be an international player and that's the best fit, then great. If it's somebody that's right here in our backyard, we want to keep them and want to develop them.
Have you had a chance to really kind of sit back since you've gotten here about a week or so and really think, what is your vision where this is going to go?
I want to win a championship. I'm a competitive person, and for us, we got into our first practice, so we kind of see what we have. We'll get another practice in tomorrow, and then really kind of hit the ground running next week with additional ones. But it'll give me a good base as to what we need in terms of recruiting. At this point in time, I think we need to keep shoring up different positions within the team, and I think the players are excited to be here and really see the vision and start to share that.
The family pretty excited about getting back down to the Mid-South?
They are beyond excited to be down here. That's one of the neatest feelings. It was certainly a family decision. It wasn't just a me decision. They've got a lot of friends and things down here from the time down in Oxford, and my wife's a teaching tennis professional, so she's done a lot of tennis things up here in the Memphis area, so they're all excited. They want some warm weather.
I believe you've got 3 daughters, am I correct on that one? So
Correct.
You got 2 volleyball and a basketball player, so you've got one that's a little bit out of volleyball.
Yeah, and as long as they're active, that's great. They've also played tennis. They're very good at that. My wife, had a little bit to do with that. I'm not the tennis player, but they want to know what the club and the AAU situation is down here, and they want to figure out where they're going to play.
Even though you lived in the Mid-South and then spent that time in Green Bay, was it still a little amusing to come back last week and all of a sudden see the snow days back in the Mid-South and how they react to that? Because I'm sure it's just old hat to you guys up there.
Yeah, we really don't get shutdowns or delays up there at all. So, when I told them they were off school 3 or 4 days down here, they were super excited, the family.
Sounds great. Coach, welcome to Memphis. Glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
That is our new head volleyball coach at the University of Memphis, Sean Burdette, and I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.